There aren't many cool features in the 2020 Lexus ES that you can show off to your friends, but it does have a CD player, which is kind of a throwback Thursday. That's really cool that they still have it. And then you have an auto setting for your heated and cooled seats and heated steering, and that just adjusts the temperature depending to the weather outside. I think that's a really cool setting. I find myself always maxing it out because I'm weird like that, but you do have the ability to keep it auto and not mess with it all the time. So when it comes to camera tech, you have this cool system here, which is kind of like a drone flying around inside your car. I've seen this on Toyota models, and it's now making its way into Lexus models. And then after it does a full circle and showing you your surround view, it'll just zoom out and show you a 360 view. And then you can play the same animation on the outside, which is, again, like a drone just flying around your car, showing you your surroundings. And then it just shows you a 360 view to make sure you either parked your car properly or there's nothing around you that's gonna cause any damage to your Lexus ES. So now that the Lexus GS is officially dead, this is the only mid-size luxury sedan that you will get from Lexus. However, the only thing here is that the ES is only available as a front-wheel drive model, unlike the GS, which was rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. So I'm hoping this will evolve into something where we see all-wheel drive, and then eventually I'm hoping we see an ES F, because I'm really gonna miss that GSF a lot. Pricing for the 2020 Lexus ES 350 starts at $39,900. The hybrid model starts right under $42,000. As tested here, the ultra luxury Lexus ES 350 is priced at $53,595. So like most Lexus models, the Lexus ES is available with a hybrid model, but this one here is powered by a 3.5 liter V6, making 302 horsepower and 267 pound-feet of torque, and it's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Again, with the GSF gone, I'm hoping we see an ESF very soon. The Lexus ES 350 here will do 0 to 60 in 6.6 seconds with a top speed of 131 miles an hour. So this is not the quickest luxury midsize sedan in this segment, but I don't think anybody who's buying a Lexus really cares about 0 to 60 times, so not bad. When it comes to fuel economy, the 2020 Lexus ES 350 averages a total of 22 city, 32 highway. You have a 16-gallon tank capacity. I'm averaging almost 25 miles a gallon after a couple days of driving, so that's not bad at all. The Lexus ES always had a difficult time being taken seriously since it's based on the Toyota Camry and the Toyota Avalon. However, the new generation design is so attractive. The front end is highlighted by a giant grille, and I think it looks awesome. Some people are either gonna love it or they're gonna hate it. I absolutely love it. I love the LED daytime running lights, gives it a lot of character, and I hate the fact New Jersey makes you put on front license plates because it ruins the whole front end design of the car. And then like most luxury sedans these days, the Lexus ES also adopts a sloping rear roof line, and then from the back it looks just as stylish. If there's any luxury sedan in Lexus's lineup that should replace the GS, it should look this luxurious and this aggressive. I'm definitely gonna miss that GS a lot for sure. So check this out. My test model does come with the panoramic sunroof for an extra $500, even though this is the top of the line ultra luxury model. I don't know what kind of world we're living in where you have to pay an extra $500 for a panoramic sunroof on an ultra luxury model. That's kind of insane. The triple beam Lyrical Dream LED headlights here cost an extra $1,515, and they look really nice. I have seen the indicators be sequential in other markets, but not here in the US, but it is a very cool design. Let's go check out the taillights in the back. All Lexus models come with very stylish LED taillights that are a defining character of the brand. I really love them. They look really good on every model, and they look really nice here on the ES as well. Just so you know, they have an L shape here for the Lexus brand. That's a very cool hidden feature right there. The color that you see here is called Matador Red, and it is a very nice color, but it's not my preferred color. I like ultrasonic blue, but that's only available on the Lexus ES F Sport. If you want another shade of blue, you can go for Nightfall, which is available on the standard ES models. The 18-inch wheels that you're looking at here are not standard on the Lexus ES Ultra Luxury model. They cost an extra $950. Lexus says these are noise reduction wheels, and I definitely believe it because this thing is insanely quiet on the inside. To pop the trunk on the Lexus ES, you can either use a button on the inside or a button in the back, or you can just walk up to the back and kick your foot, and that should pop the trunk open to 16.7 cubic feet. I have no balance, so I always fall when I do that, and that's what the trunk looks like from the inside. I have those disinfectant wipes right there. Those are gold, but yeah, there you go. So yeah, Lexus interiors may not be as fashionable or stylish as Mercedes-Benz or Audi or other luxury brands. However, the quality of Lexus interiors is totally unbeatable. The use of high quality materials here in the ES can be seen throughout the cabin, and I love the way Lexus bridges the gaps in between each sections of the interior in such a seamless way. It is really a work of art. I love the steering wheel design here. I like the fact that the top and bottom part aren't full wood like most luxury brands do. It's a nice blend of leather and wood, so it makes it really nice to hold. You have paddle shifters, and if you want a heated steering wheel, you're gonna have to pay $480 extra. So not too much craziness when it comes to the instrument gauge cluster display here. It's half analog, half digital. You can circle through some information here on the left. And then the most action the digital side of the gauge cluster sees is when you're switching through drive modes from here. You can pop it into sport and it'll do that animation. Normal, it'll do that animation, and eco. So yeah, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. To get the 12.3-inch display that you see here, you're gonna have to pay $1,820 extra. You can touch the display, but nothing will happen because it's not a touchscreen. To control it, you have to circle through with the touchpad over here, which takes some time to get used to. Now, when the Lexus ES new generation first came out, you only had Apple CarPlay. Now you have Android Auto, you have Apple CarPlay, and you have Alexa, and you don't have to upgrade to the $1,820 12.3-inch display to get those connectivity features. You get those standard on all ES models. Other than that, it's basically the same Lexus infotainment we've been seeing for a while now. There's nothing too exciting that you see from infotainment systems like the MBUX in Mercedes-Benz or the MMI infotainment system in Audis. You just hit the menu button and you'll have your selection of items down here, including destination, audio, phone, apps, projection, which is your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, info, setup, and climate. And that's really it. There's nothing too crazy or anything like a voice assistant or anything like that. But it's a very easy system to use once you get the hang of how to control the touchpad, which can take a minute. If you fancy having a wireless charger in your Lexus ES, it lives right there, and it costs an extra $75. I honestly think wireless chargers should just be standard on every car now, but that's just me. Lexus and Toyota definitely know how to make some really comfortable seats, and the seats here on the ES are very, very comfortable. If you're tall and you need some extra leg support, you could just extend the leg support out like that. And then heated and cooled seats here on the ultra luxury model are standard. If you want heated and cooled seats on other Lexus ES models, you will have to pay extra. When it comes to the rear seat, you have 39.2 inches of legroom, which Lexus says is really best in class, and I definitely believe it because that's my seating position. I'm almost 6 foot tall and I sit pretty far back, and I still have tons of legroom back here. And if you're just chilling here in the back of the Lexus ES, you do have rear side window peasant blockers. They are manual. I wish they were automatic. The side one's kind of funny. But you also do have a automatic rear shade right there to block all the haters out. You have a total of 4 cup holders, but Lexus wants the front passengers to fight for cup holders because there's one right there and then one there. So you have to fight for your right to have a cup holder. The rear seat has 2 cup holders side by side, the way it should be. I am definitely going to create a video with all the horn sounds that I've tested for you guys, but here's how the horn sounds on the 2020 Lexus ES 350. Pretty nice. And now that I've answered all of your questions about the 2020 Lexus ES 350 Ultra Luxury, let me give you my opinion on what I think about this luxury sedan. Let's get to it. I think that the Lexus ES here is a great replacement for the GS in terms of luxury and comfort. This thing is insanely smooth and the cabin is extremely quiet. However, if you do care about performance, that's where you will miss the GS and its rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive setup, because the Lexus ES here is only available as a front-wheel drive model. Pop the ES in sport mode and this thing does move, but it definitely lacks the athleticism of the Lexus GS and some of its rivals. Also, there is no Lexus ES F, but with the GS gone, I'm sure we're going to see an all-wheel drive model along with an ES F, because this is based on the Toyota Camry, which is getting an all-wheel drive model this year. I think shoppers that are really looking for a luxury sports sedan and want that sport part, they'll be going to the Audi A6, BMW 5 Series, and Mercedes-Benz E-Class. For everything else, if you're just looking for luxury and comfort, you have the Acura TLX, you have the Lexus ES, and you have the Genesis G80, which the next one is going to be super amazing. That said, if you are in the market for a luxury sedan, I highly recommend checking out the Lexus ES, especially if you're not into speed or performance. This thing, in terms of luxury and comfort, checks all the boxes, and you can get a fully loaded Lexus ES for a starting price tag of an Audi A6, BMW 5 Series, or Mercedes-Benz E-Class. My top picks in this segment include the Audi A6, BMW 5 Series, and the Mercedes-Benz E-Class. However, if you're just looking for something comfortable and really luxurious, the Lexus ES will definitely do the trick for you without spending German luxury money. Either way, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, because that's where I get all the questions that I answer in these videos. And if you're liking my content, share it with your friends that also enjoy cars. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.